Today marked another exciting day on the European clay swing, with action heating up at the ATP 500 Barcelona Open and the WTA 500 Stuttgart Open. Let's break down the biggest results, surprises, and what's coming next. Men's side, ATP 500 Barcelona Open. The first round delivered drama, upsets, and even injury heartbreak. One of the biggest stories of the day was Jack Draper, who was forced to retire mid-match against Thomas Martin Etcheverry. Draper started strong, taking the first set, but his physical struggles returned and he had to pull out in the decider. Meanwhile, Cameron Norrie battled past veteran Stan Wawrinka in a tough three-set match, showing grit and consistency on clay. Other notable results: Ethan Quinn stunned Riley Opelka in straight sets. Nuno Borges cruised past Adrian Mannarino. Hamad Medjedovic edged through in a tight contest. Overall, it was a day of solid performances from rising players, showing just how deep the ATP field has become. Women's side, WTA 500 Stuttgart Open. Over in Stuttgart, the biggest headline wasn't just results, it was a major absence. World number one Aryna Sabalenka withdrew from the tournament due to injury, opening up the draw massively. That means players like Iga Świątek now have a huge opportunity to dominate the event once again on clay. Matches are underway, with early rounds focusing on top seeds building rhythm on clay, younger players trying to break through. A wide-open draw due to Sabalenka's absence. What was incredible today? Injury drama. Draper's retirement shows how brutal the clay transition can be. Next-gen surge, players like Quinn and Medjedovic stepping up veteran battles. Norrie versus Wawrinka proved experience still matters. Draw shake-up in Stuttgart. Sabalenka's withdrawal changes everything. What to watch today/next matches. Coming up next, ATP Barcelona top seed. Carlos Alcaraz begins his campaign on home soil. Lorenzo Musetti and Andrei Rublev enter the draw. Expect faster rallies and more aggressive clay court tennis as top seeds join WTA Stuttgart. All eyes on Świątek as she looks to dominate again, potential breakout runs from young challengers. High-quality indoor clay matches as the tournament progresses outro. So a day full of injuries, breakthroughs and shifting momentum on both tours. And with the top seeds stepping in next, the real battles are just beginning. Who impressed you the most today and who's your pick to win Stuttgart and Barcelona? Remove the instructions. Tennis Daily Recap, ATP and WTA 500 action. Today brought high-quality clay court tennis from the ATP 500 Barcelona Open and the WTA 500 Stuttgart Open, with early round drama, standout performances, and a shifting landscape in both draws. Men's side, Barcelona Open. The opening matches delivered a mix of resilience and surprises. Thomas Martin Etcheverry advanced after Jack Draper was forced to retire in a physically demanding match. Draper had momentum early but couldn't sustain it, highlighting how tough the transition to clay can be. Cameron Norrie came through a gritty three-set battle against Stan Wawrinka, showing patience and consistency against the experienced former champion. Other notable winners included Ethan Quinn, who impressed with a straight sets win over Riley Opelka Nuno Borges, who handled Adrian Mannarino comfortably. Hamad Medjedovic, who edged through a tight contest. The depth of the field was clear, with emerging players stepping up confidently on clay. Women's side, Stuttgart Open. The biggest development came before matches even unfolded. World number one Aryna Sabalenka withdrew due to injury, leaving the draw wide open and shifting expectations for the tournament. This puts major focus on Iga Świątek, who remains one of the strongest clay court players in the world and now becomes the clear favourite. The early rounds are setting up. opportunities for rising players to go deep. A less predictable path to the final competitive indoor clay matchups, with high intensity, what stood out. The physical demands of clay were evident, with matches testing endurance and movement. Emerging players made strong statements, while experienced names proved they still have the ability to grind through tough battles. On the women's side, the withdrawal of a top seed has completely reshaped the competitive balance. What to watch next? At Barcelona, attention now turns to Carlos Alcaraz, who begins his campaign as a home favourite alongside